Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest.
We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it?
He can't feel but one way, and that's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close my ancestors speak, they tell me they're tired of them praying on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I surpass peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their palms would bleed, begging that generations remember our story.
What up, people? Peace and blessings. Tuesday is here. I hope all is well with each and every one of you. I plead the blood of Jesus against anything satanic or demonic that might be in the atmosphere. We rebuke you. We reject you. We cast you to the pits of hell. Return where you came from. You have no foothold here. You have no place here whatsoever. We got to chop it up a bit, man. Shout outs to my writers, my poets, my content creators, to everybody who's been locked in with me. I appreciate y'all. I really do. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you tap in with me. Let me bring this up on the screen really, really quick while I'm at it. Let me see. It's been a minute since I put this up here. Let's put this up here. So at the bottom of the screen, we have all of my social media accounts, my Cash App. I don't have my PayPal up there. That's neither here nor there. If you want to support, you want to show love, you want to help your brother spread the word, the message, highlight my panel, allow their voices to connect to more people on this here internet. You know what they need to do? Repost, share, like. Mostly it's the watch. You have to be watching. You have to be tuned in on a regular basis, even if it's not an 8-hour sequence of events. Just letting the people know that we are here and present means a lot. It helps a lot, and it takes this a long way compared to where it's been. So I appreciate anyone who has put any time in to showing love to me over here. I got a video that I want to play. And I'm going to let that rock out first. Then I'll share my thoughts. This is a pretty lengthy video. So this is Amanda Seales that we're about to talk about. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know who the hell she was. I didn't. I don't know who a lot of y'all is for real. Y'all celebrities, y'all influencers and all that shit, but I don't be knowing you. I don't be tuned in like that. Because I'm gonna save that. I just don't be giving a shit about y'all like that. Y'all not all that to me. But this woman here, I guess she was a former actor or actress. And she does like politics. I still don't even to this day know what the hell she does. I just seen her trending on Twitter and shit like that for like the last week or two. People talking about her. Some people saying she full of shit. Some people are like, we need her. Thank you for her. So I wanted to share my thoughts. She did a 20 versus 1 debate. Like, I'm guessing that's a thing now, where a lot of these intellectual men and women who have big platforms are invited to go against a bunch of men and women who disagree with their ideologies or their beliefs. So they're trying to test their intellect. Seems like it's a trend. First person I saw do it was Kevin. Not Kevin. Candace Owens. I can't think of the other sister's name. And now we're here with her. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this up on the big screen. She had a lot of backlash about that debate that happened, and this was her response.
By now, many of y'all have seen my episode of Surrounded, one black radical surrounded by 20 black conservatives. And I know everybody who watched it has many thoughts. Someone in the comments did say, wow, it's a shock that Amanda Seales didn't know how to debate. And at first I was offended by that. And I was like, what video did you watch? And then I actually watched the whole video last night with the Seales Squad. And I realized, oh yeah, I'm not debating. And the irony about this was that it's not that I didn't know how to debate, it's that I just chose not to debate. Because the claims that I stated are not up for debate. Reparations are deserved for everyone who is a descendant of chattel slavery, as well as a number of other injustices, particularly in the United States, that have been supplanted upon Black Americans. Black on Black crime is not real. It is a concept that was created to further the ideology that Black people are somehow less civil, that we are savage, that we are less human, and thus require more policing, needing to be sequestered. The continued proliferation of Black on Black crime as an actual real concept is actually Black on Black crime. It is the weaponizing of Black people against Black people. Systemic racism is not up for debate. It is what it is. And lastly, no, Black conservatism does not make any concessions or room or care for the working class. Actually, the concept of Black conservatives is literally an oxymoron. When I walked into that room and I saw the people that were there and how many of them were young people, I didn't want to debate them. And I was dealing with people who are deeply affected by indoctrination and by self-hatred. I wanted to show them the ways in which they had been misled to being able to show up for themselves and for their people. And of course, they're only a portion of this project. The true audience is not who you're debating, but who's watching and trying to get information and concepts to them that are being actively impeded. And that felt far more valuable than just being right.
I don't know what's worse. Her actual performance at this debate or challenge or conversation, or her response to it. She's doubling down on stupidity. You know, this is one thing that's very, it could be, well, I'm past the point of being a baby, you know, like a baby Christian. I'm past the point of being a baby conservative, right? I'm sick of these people. Like, I think some of these people will never grow up. But there are people that are on the fence that if they heard Amanda Seales debate and they heard the other black conservatives, they may be like, oh, wait a minute, they actually do make points. Or maybe some people agree with Amanda Seales. But the fact that Amanda Seales cannot see through the bull effery that she's propagated in her mind is beyond me. I mean, just think about this for a minute. She literally, out of all of those conversations, she took nothing from it. She don't think there's anywhere where she can improve in what she's saying. And she claims that every black person from chattel slavery deserves reparations. Well, you know, you guys have been waiting for reparations for hundreds of years now. Like, at what point are we going to say, we need to now find a different path than expecting this check to come out of nowhere that's going to somehow revive our existence? Because even the thought of reparations for black people as some substantive, I don't know, a gift that will elevate black people out of all of the things, or even some of the things that black people are going through, is a complete foolish myth.
Oh, let's stop it real quick. Let's address a couple of things. First and foremost, I still don't know who she is. And I watched a couple of clips. I didn't watch the entire debate. And I'm going to tell you why. I listened to her talk to two different gentlemen. And yes, they're significantly younger than her. And to his point, there were differences of opinion. The problem here is that when you're trying to sit down in front of an audience that by your perception is indoctrinated, for you to stay, what I say goes and there's nothing to talk about. Me as a viewer, I'm looking at, my question is, why did you show up? What was the point? Why accept the invitation? It's no different than Candace Owens and Brincella. If you're going to do this, make sure that you do it the right way. And what I found from her conversation, or her lack thereof, with the two gentlemen that she was speaking to, was she was very dismissive, she was very rude, very loud, overly aggressive, overly masculine. And whether or not I agree or disagree with anything that she said, that wasn't the point. Ma'am, you're about to get 1 million+ views on a conversation about some things that are extremely important to a lot of people out here. You cannot cheapen the experience by dismissing everybody who decides to take time out of their life to sit across from you and discuss things that's on their mind. You can shit on them all you want and say, oh, you're wrong and I'm right, and in a conversation, bring up the next person. But what the fuck does that do? How does that help? Help me understand, how does that present equality, fairness? If you got 20, 30 conservatives and etc. sitting here in this crowd waiting to come up to have an intellectual discussion with you about some things that matter, and then you have thousands and millions of people watching across the internet waiting to hear what you have to say and how you handle being opposed in your views, but you don't have nothing to say to them other than, I don't care what you got to say. This is what it is, and get up. That's tacky. And I don't give a shit how many degrees you got. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care what positional seat you sit in. I even know better. You have to be able to hear people, respond accordingly, and then like y'all just be so fucking big-headed. That shit get on my nerve, man. Now, as far as what this brother was saying just now about the reparations part, I didn't go through slavery. I didn't get beaten, and I didn't experience what my ancestors experienced. My grandparents and great grandparents, I don't know what that feels like. That wasn't my era. So the whole idea of my generation and future generations requesting something that never happened to them or payment for something that never happened to them, it's kind of crazy work, even though they gave reparations to Asians for what happened to them. That's where I disagree with him. But I do understand, look, the odds are you're not getting nothing. So instead of with having your hand out, expecting these white people to compensate you for what they did to your loved ones hundreds of years ago, maybe it's time for Black people in this culture today to figure out another means to an end to build their communities back up and better than they had them before. You're going to have to reroute and take another direction in your approach. I can truly understand that. I see both sides. But let's continue with the video.
Because wealth is not cash. And let me explain what I'm saying. Just because you have $100,000 in your bank account does not make you $100,000 richer. And the reason I say that is because a person can go right now with $100,000. And if we gave every Black person $100,000, that'll be like $40 trillion. So, you know, I think I did the math on this. Maybe it's not 40 trillion, maybe it's 4 trillion. If you give every Black person $100,000, you go and buy a new car. That's $30,000 to $50,000 right there. If you were like a pretty sizable amount of Black people, you probably gonna go buy a nice car. So you can buy a Mercedes or a Bentley or one of these high-end cars. I mean, you just spent half of your $100,000 right there. If you're not the person that would spend money like that, what are you gonna do? Buy a house? If you don't buy a house, you're not managing your $100,000 properly. So you have to invest in something. You either, as a Black person, for reparations to make sense, every Black person needs to have a financial advisor that invests their $100,000 they get from the government. Because being a consumer with $100,000 is not going to help you do anything greater than where you already are presently at. You give some money to your family members, you go to a nice vacation, you done spent $30,000, $40,000 right there. That's in the first 30 days you didn't have the money. And $100,000, like I said to every Black person, like $4 trillion. We can't even afford to do that anyway if we tried.
If we're being honest, most people don't invest their money properly. That's why we got that poor man mindset. That's why that exists. Go back to this live stream I did a few weeks ago. It was not that long. We don't know what to do with ourselves when we get our hand on money because either we never had it or the way we grew up, it created this ignorance that tells you got to be flashy if you want to come off as successful. And you got to look good at all times and look clean and fresh cut and all that in order to look like you're doing something. You ain't even trying to impress nobody but the folks in your own neighborhood. In the grand scheme of things, you don't have a plan. You don't have a schematic blueprint. You ain't sitting across from no bosses. You ain't in no fellowship with no real niggas. No women, no CEOs. You ain't got no patents. You ain't got nothing. You taking that money and you going on a 2-month vacation, partying, smoking, and drinking, and blowing all of it on bullshit. And it's not making you no money. I guess what he's saying is, what's the point of even having reparations? Let's say you do get it. Let's say the money does come in. So now what? What's next? You got this money. What you gonna do? Probably nothing. Rob the next one. You ain't gonna give it back to the community. You're not going to get proper licensing to own these stores and properties. You're not going to go by the proper protocols to obtain liquor licenses, et cetera, et cetera. That money is just going to come in and go. You're going to buy a couple of cars, some clothes, and a bunch of bullshit. And then before you know it, you've done paid off bills and all that. You ain't got nothing else because you didn't do nothing smart with your bread. I see what he's talking about, but that comes down to financial literacy.
So regardless of that, she's a complete nut. So there's 2 other clips that I want to show you guys if you want to stay tuned. ABL responds to his experience arguing with Amanda Seales or doing a debate with Amanda Seales. And the other young man, I don't know his name. If y'all find his name, put it in the comment section. But he also explains, a little bit about his experience with Amanda Seales. And I think it was pretty interesting.
In my Amanda Seales debate, she was the worst Jubilee surprise guest probably that they had. She was the stereotypical black woman. She was angry. She was nasty. She threatened to have people removed off. There was one black conservative who was removed because she yelled at people several times. She threatened about 5 or 6 times. She was a diva. 6 or 7 times she threatened to leave. Now I'm thankful for the opportunity, thankful for getting to sit down with her. I respect her for what she's accomplished. But as a person, I have no respect for her. She was very disrespectful to me because I believe I destroyed her in my first to start off, and she didn't want to talk to me again. And I wouldn't want to talk to me because she can't beat me in a debate. A real debate where she's not yelling, she could not beat me because the facts are on my side. I don't care how much they lie and try to act like they aren't. I love black people. I love myself. But if you're black and you have a difference in opinion in the black community, you don't love yourself, and you're because we're the only race they can't have. But that's the truth. She was the worst Jubilee guest celebrity person there was, and none of the black conservatives liked her at the end. Like Candace Owens, Jordan Peterson, all the conservative, respectful. They treated other people's opinion with respect, not her.
So this is me on the episode of
Yeah, we got we're gonna run through this whole thing, man. I said at the beginning of this shit, she ain't nobody you want to sit down and have a conversation with. For her, I'm the star. What you say don't matter, and I don't want to hear it. I paid to come see me. You came here for Amanda Seales. Nobody came here for you. They want to hear what I gotta say. You just decorations.
The fool. Why I gotta be the fool?
She didn't respect not a single person on that platform. Her only intentions when she got there was to make it known she runs this for the limited time that they were allotted. You are here because I'm here. If I wasn't here, you wouldn't have any relevance to nothing. Jubilee didn't bring you here because of who you are alone. They brought you here because of Amanda Seales. I'm the star. Nothing that you have to say to me even matters. She was already dismissive from the jump. she's one of those women that will never be in a real long-lasting relationship because of her attitude. I don't have to read a million books to know character, and her character is horrible. Whether or not you agreed with the brother or not, the whole point is he has something that he wants to say, and it matters to him. You have something that you believe in that matters to you. Respect each other's boundaries. But you don't have respect for most people. And it showed. And this is why you're getting this backlash.
Will lead 20 black conservatives versus one black radical featuring Amanda Seales. Now, a lot of y'all are asking me, hey, ABL, how was your experience? How was Amanda Seales? All this, that, and the third. First things first, shout out to Jubilee. They're very, very professional. We shot this back in June of this year, 2025 in Los Angeles. So it was a Hollywood style environment, and it was very well choreographed as far as the format. But what was not choreographed was our responses. Whatever you heard came straight from us. There was no coaching from Jubilee at all. And shout out to everybody who I met when I was there. Very, very impressive. That was a highlight for me, everybody who I met, all the conservatives, because 10 years ago, this wouldn't have been a thing. This many of us on TV getting exposure, it wouldn't have been a thing. And it most certainly was unheard of back in 2002 when I was 18 years old. So shout out to everybody who I met when I was there. Amazing. Now, Amanda Seales, what was my experience like with her? First thing first, let's go back. She was actually a child star on Nickelodeon, if you didn't know, and her moniker back then was Amanda Diva. And when she came into this set, I saw some of the diva energy immediately. First of all, you got a big, huge security guard. I'm 6'3". This guy is way above me, dwarfing me. And she had like a cup of coffee and an iPad for some reason. We could not have our phones, but she had an iPad. I don't understand why. But I saw the diva energy immediately. And her tactic throughout the entire time was, if she got back into a corner and they got a little bit heated with it back and forth, she would threaten to leave. She was doing that at the very beginning. If you saw the clip, she was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. So right then she was trying to set boundaries to say, okay, don't interrupt me, don't cut me off. But she would cut you off and interrupt you and it'd be totally fine. So it was hypocritical. Also, there was a point where she was trying to say, oh, well, since you're an immigrant or the son of immigrants, you can't speak on Black American issues. Meanwhile, her mom is from Grenada. So it was like, you're the exact thing you're trying to say, can't talk about Black American issues, yet here you are talking about Black American issues. And then back to the whole diva thing. The reason why they probably call her a radical versus a liberal is because she probably requested that. There were certain times where we would say, well, we as conservatives don't do what you guys do over there on the left. I'm not a leftist, I'm not a liberal. It's like, okay, whatever you want to call it. Radical, leftist, liberal, all the same thing. You're talking about Gaza, trying to help them. We don't care about that. We care about us here in the US of A. So she wasn't a terrible person. I tried to be nice and have some kind of decent communication with her. I gave her a fist bump at one point. So she wasn't terrible, but just being able to talk to her and having conversations about these kind of things, it was pretty insufferable. But I hope y'all enjoyed it.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Again, Jubilee, I doubt you see this video or this stream or this repost or rewatch, but I do want to say this. You do have a platform that is respected, and you have had some memorable guests on it, and you do have a platform that allows people to have conversations that, in other words, would not be accepted. They would absolutely be dwarfed by politics. Women like her and men like her who use your stage as a performance piece should never, ever have a voice. And I say that with all love, because what she ultimately is saying to you is she doesn't respect your platform. She doesn't take it serious. If she really respected and held some level of standard, she would have made it a fair playing field. This would have been equal all across the board. She treated that platform like she was still in Hollywood, and everybody is supposed to cater to her. Oh my goodness! Oh, Amanda Seals, we gotta make sure she get her coffee, and her iPad has to be charged at 100%. Oh my goodness! And she's not happy. She's threatening to leave.
30, 40 years old, still smoking weed. Do cocaine, nigga. Up the drug.
We need people who are going to sit there break down their opposition, listen to their opposition, inquire of the information that is given by the parties going back and forth, unravel it, remove the layers, and figure out what to do from here. Women like Amanda Seals, from my observation, just seeing this, and I didn't even realize and recognize who she was until the brother mentioned Nickelodeon. Now I'm like, oh shit, all right, got you. Still wasn't relevant enough for me. What the fuck has she done since then? I don't keep up with it. But nah, she didn't offer anything of substance. All she's telling you is, I can be rude, I can do what the hell I want because of who I am. And that's what it's going to be. Deal with it, don't deal with it, I don't care. You need me here for the ratings. Let's keep it a buck. You need the numbers. I'm providing you with the viewership, the engagement, the clicks, the reposts, the shares. It's because of my name that this is going to get clipped all over social media. This is why TikTok is going to be arguing and debating. This is why Instagram will have nothing but uploads of me and this person and that person. They're going to make me look like this. I'm going to be this. You're welcome. Shut the fuck up. You're here because I am making you important. That's her attitude. That was her whole mindset the entire time that she was there. And clearly, I'm not the only one that saw it. And I'm just somebody who was watching from the comfort of his own home. And I saw it. So take that for what it's worth.
I thought it was very interesting. Amanda Seals is a nut job, and she's the epitome of what I think Black people should overcome, right? We shouldn't be like Amanda Seals. We shouldn't have that victim mentality. You cannot wait the rest of your life hoping and praying for a miracle to happen. You can't waste your life waiting and saying, I'm going to stand still until the government finally do me right. I'm going to stay here until the systemic racism finally ends. First of all, it don't exist, so you're going to be waiting for the rest of your life, and you're not going to be productive. So Amanda Seals is the epitome of what Black people shouldn't be. Comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. Also, join my Substack, Tatum Report on Substack. Also, follow the Tatum Report YouTube channel. We're trying to rebuild Tatum Report. I really want to recreate what we had before. Some of you guys are new to me, so you are new to follow me, so you don't know what we did. We had Tatum Report running. We had articles written. We had writers. We had everything. We were employing so many people. I think I employed about 20 people just with the Tatum Report at the time. And, in business, it didn't work out, man. Times got rough. I had to divert money from Tatum Report to build other endeavors. And now I want to bring it back. And I think we can. I think it's a necessary time in history. I want to get a lot of Black conservatives who have voices to be able to express themselves on the Tatum Report platform and others. But I do want to just make this something again. So go and support by following the Tatum Report on YouTube. You'll find that it's linked to my my channel's homepage. You can also.
Bottom line here, everybody with a name or a title attached to them should not have the opportunity to speak on certain shit. Just because you rich Just because you get to fly everywhere in the world and you get to do things that most humans will never get to do in life, that don't mean that you have authority to go on certain stints and talk a whole bunch of. Matter of fact, let me rephrase. Let me slow it down. There are things that you can extrapolate from her, and there's things that you can extrapolate from the guests that were on the show alongside her. You do not have to agree with everything, but you can always find a gem or a little nugget in there somewhere. How far are you willing to look to find it is the bigger question. Or are you just completely dismissive? My take on her, insufferable. I couldn't do it. I couldn't have a conversation with her. She needs to be in the spotlight. She needs the camera on her at all times. Unless you make more money than her, like a significant amount more than her, you will never be treated fairly or equal to her. She's going to look at you like you are subhuman. Don't waste your time. She gives off the impression that she treats people with respect based on their title. So if you are one of those 30,000 a year type of people, don't expect much from her. If you make or gross over 200 a year, you might have a better chance. If you're grossing in over a mil, 3-4 million a year, she's going to treat you like you are Alibaba. You will never hear her backtalk you. She won't dismiss you. She won't spit in your face. She will pretty much treat you like you are her best friend. That's what's so fucking fake about these people. They treat you based on your economical standards or where you are financially. They don't even look at you like human beings. She would think that I'm bubblegum under a fucking cafeteria lunch table. She wouldn't respect or show me no type of respect. To her, I'm an idiot. I'm a brokey. I'm this, that, and third. People like her get on my nerve. I can't stand them. I would never have them on my platform. And even still, you give her a voice and let her talk because of who she is and what she's done for the entertainment portion of our life. But that does not necessarily mean that she is someone to listen to or look up to in terms of any type of morals or having a history of being a good human being. What she does off camera, I don't know. What I saw on this, I would absolutely say no. She would be the last person I would want to work with. Jubilee, if you're going to bring people up there, please, man, don't do it for clicks. If you brought her up there because you knew this shit was going to go ugly, that's not a good look. What do we have now? You just got what, an hour, 2 hours of her being disrespectful, her being rude, obnoxious, masculine as fuck. Was that really worth it? Really? Like, was that shit really worth it?
Yeah, that's neat.
I be wondering about y'all, man. I don't want to bring nobody on this platform just for arguments, just so we can yell at each other and cut each other off and cuss each other out and all that. I'm not doing all that. That is not worth it. I put a title and a topic at the beginning of the screen. I want to talk about that. I don't want this to turn into a pissing contest where I'm trying to be overly masculine and you trying to be overly feminine, and we're not here for that. A lot of platforms do that shit. A lot of y'all do it. One of the main reasons why I could never sit for an hour, 2 hours, because I see how you are in these gossip columns and on Instagram and on Facebook. Y'all be rude as shit. Y'all don't give a fuck about the people. You don't care about nobody else's views, how they feel, what they got going on in life. You just want the validation and the attention, and your message, that shit is obsolete in my head. That's why, like, my brain turn off when I see certain things, like, oh, such and such is going to be on here. I'm good. I think I'm going to pass. It might be good for kicks and giggles, but I'm not really here for that. I'm trying to learn something. I want to see if two adults on the opposing sides of the field can show the viewers how this is supposed to be done properly with order. But y'all feel you're more concerned about triggering the algorithm and making people invoke certain emotions that are of a negative inquiry, so that I just, it's not for me. I used to enjoy it a lot, but now it's like counterproductive unless you're really having the conversation to expose the hidden lies within your beliefs. Then you're just sitting there watching two people that are over the age of 30, 40 years old go back and forth and bicker with no real landing strip. You have nowhere to go with it. At the end of that 1 hour, 2 hour mark, somebody's angry, somebody done got up and left, somebody done tossed a drink in somebody's face. But guess what? Your viewers, they're screen recording, and they're about to make a whole shitload of reels and stories, making it this versus that, when everything gets taken out of context. So you believe, I don't know what y'all thought y'all was going to get out of that one. I don't know if you really went there out of the hopes that you was possibly going to trigger people. I don't know. I think at this point, most of the world of social media is attracted to drama. You want fighting. You don't really want to attack the arguments. You want to attack the person. You want views. You want likes. You want people to subscribe to you, and you don't really necessarily care about world hunger and homelessness and illegal immigrants and what Trump. Y'all don't really care about shit like that. Because if you did, you would stay on topic. Which I always end up going off into something else. We got to stop with that. And y'all got to stop supporting and advocating for people who move like that. That shit is sloppy as hell. Take care of yourself, SM. I hope you good. All right. Appreciate you tapping in. Amanda Seals, I would never. I ain't gonna say never. This is why I wouldn't do it. Amanda Seals does not understand the bigger picture. She's too concerned about herself. She talks about all of these wonderful things, agree or disagree. She does, but it's about her. Everything is revolved around her. Unless you are Shannon Sharper or someone who got real motion, she don't really care. And she would be extremely disrespectful. Extremely disrespectful. That's pretty much all I got to say about that, to be honest with you. Like I say, I wasn't even familiar with her until recently. But I remember her from Nickelodeon. I don't remember her in anything else after that. And off of first impressions, I wasn't feeling her at all. I can't work with nobody like that. She doesn't even have the decency to show decorum and respect for the other men and women that took time out of their life to be there. As if she's the only one who got responsibilities and chores and work and bills. Anyway, I'm about to get up out of here. We got to stream later. Tyreek Hill, divorce, anger issues. Yeah, 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Glory, praise, and honor to the Most High, God Himself. I'm grateful for everyone who pulled up. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. See you guys later. I'm about to go over here, slide up on my brother's stream and chop it up with him real quick. Y'all be easy. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I and my ancestors speak, they tell me they're tired of them praying on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I've surpassed peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their palms would bleed, begging that generations